Good morning, KU. My name's Marcia Say.
And I'm Zach Fisher.
And it's Thursday. Coming up on Sunday, we have Valentine's Day.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to Valentine's Day. All the guys out there, if they get their gift shopping on, trying to get the right present for that special someone in their life.
Do you have any special plans for Valentine's Day?
I do. Saturday, I'm going back home. I'm going on a date. I'm probably going to go bowling. Probably going to go to Sticks at Legends. I don't know. We'll just see what the night throws at us.
What's Sticks?
Sticks is like an hibachi restaurant type thing, so they cook in front of you. It's back in the Legends, if you know where that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really good though, actually.
What do you get when you're there?
I get steak and shrimp. I'm a big steak and shrimp fan. I love shrimp. Anything that comes with shrimp, I'll eat it up right away. It's usually the most expensive thing on the menu though, so I might need to think about switching that up because I go to college. So.
Do you ever throw any vegetables in there? Do you keep it?
You get vegetables, you just get them. Going to Sticks, so they're always thrown in there.
They're just kind of there.
Yeah, you kind of work through them though. You don't really eat the vegetables. Sometimes you do. But
yeah.
How about you? Do you have any plans for Valentine's Day?
I'm actually going to my friend's apartment, and we're having a soap making party. Not related to Valentine's Day.
Soap making, nice.
But fun times all around.
So what scents of soaps are you gonna make?
I have no idea. This was brought up yesterday,
okay.
So hopefully nice fruity ones. I don't know what making soap entails, but I'm pretty excited.
So you don't even know where to start? Because that's what I was about ready to ask. Where do you even start with soap making?
I assume there's just it's a process. I haven't looked into it. My friend knows what's going on, so that's good. We're not
as long as there's someone.
Walking this line. So what is the ideal Valentine's Day, or how do you have the perfect Valentine's Day date, I guess?
I would probably say bringing something up that you've had in the past conversation. So if this special someone of yours was talking about how they really wanted to go bowling, for example, and they never brought it up again, then on Valentine's Day is a great day to bring it up and said, hey, you said you really wanted to go bowling. Well, now I'm going to take you bowling. And it necessarily doesn't have to be bowling. It's just the first thing that popped in my head. But for instance, it could be a movie, it could be a dinner, just something special that the other person wants that you bring back, and it makes them feel really good.
So how long ago did she suggest bowling?
I really don't remember, honestly. I didn't think of that. She thought of that. I'm not doing, that's what I did for Valentine's Day. That's what I should have done. And that's what I'm going to plan on doing next year.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, but she's the one who came up with the idea for bowling and Sticks.
Oh,
so.
Gotcha. Cool.
Not credited for that.
Oh, gotcha. Did you bring up bowling? Are you using her theory? And are you going to practice that next year? Or
I don't know.
It's just a theory you've had, and it just so happens that she suggested.
That just came to my mind, actually.
Oh, gotcha. Wow.
So I'm still testing this theory, and it's not really 100%.
So can't confirm it's foolproof, but we think it'll work. Kind of like me making soap.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
So do you have any, the ideal date on Valentine's Day, even though you're going to be soap making?
Honestly, I'm not much, I don't know. I don't really like cheesy things. Every Valentine's Day, I eat boxes of Pringles because it's #single Pringle Day, right? Mm-hmm. So you just I always overestimate how many Pringles I can eat and buy a lot of them, and then I eat about 4 because they kind of get very salty very quickly and I can't finish one. But I
feel like for me, when you start eating Pringles, you can't stop and you just keep going.
So you have the opposite problem.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So also, speaking of Valentine's Day, there's some free events going on campus. Today, there's For the Love of Cookies happening in the Kansas Union. That's where you're going to decorate cookies. You can give it to a loved one, or you can eat it yourself at 2 p.m.
I'd go there for free cookies.
Right.
I keep them myself and eat them.
And then there's sugar cookies. So normally after that we're gonna have tea at 3 at the same place, but they have festive cookies. They have chocolate cookies, but these will be sugar cookies. So it's a nice change of pace for the Union. Also, there is going to be a free movie showing at the Union. It's The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. That's all weekend. So on Sunday, if you aren't making soap or going to Sticks, then you can probably check that out.
And after the break, Marcia will be back with National Guard member Michael Schmidt. Stay tuned.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas. A great place to be you.
Welcome back. I'm here with Michael Schmidt.
It's good to be here. I'm Michael Schmidt, in the National Guard.
Cool. So what's your position in the National Guard?
I am a Bradley driver. Basically, well, it's a Bradley driver. We have our whole group in there. We have our gunner, our TL, which is our team leader. He's the commanding spot, and then we also have a lieutenant in the back. Basically, my job is to keep it straight, keep it nice and steady, so the gunner and the commander can get a good shot.
Gotcha. So how do you balance being in the National Guard with schoolwork? So how do you keep that balance?
Well, the National Guard, we only have drill once a month, so it's not as difficult to keep a good balance between the two. But sometimes there is a bad correlation where I'll have drill with a couple tests next week, so it's difficult. But my team leaders are very good with keeping allowing me in my study time whenever we have spare time. So
what are your tips for other people who are not necessarily over involved, but involved in other things that need to balance it? So when things do get rocky, what do you do?
I would say definitely plan ahead. I have 3 tests this week, and it was not a good idea to wait till the week of to start studying. I would definitely say plan your weeks ahead of time and get a good schedule for every single day to actually plan out your times and day by day, hour by hour, what you need to do.
Gotcha. So what do you think people need to know about National Guard, and what your job entails and all that?
What people need to know is that it's a great opportunity. I've had so many opportunities of with school, they help with finances, so you can do the things you need to do. It gives you a good sense of responsibility because there are times where it's tough and you need to know what you're doing, and you are in charge of other people, so it also gives you that extra sense of responsibility and obligation.
What would you say to someone who wants to join National Guard? How would they approach that?
I would say look at what they think of physical exercise or mental toughness, if they have the capabilities, and if they do, I say definitely go for it because it's a great opportunity. You meet a bunch of good guys who will help you throughout the rest of your life with not even just mental things, but finances or personal growth, physical exercise.
What do you mean by capabilities? What would be the prerequisite of that as far as physical capabilities?
Now, physical capabilities, you don't need to be necessarily strong at the time or mentally fit. You just need to have the sense of wanting to get yourself better. So knowing that if it gets rough that you can push yourself through it and having that capability to do that.
Where do you see your future with National Guard?
I have 3 years left on my contract. After that, hopefully I'll be able to go to Baylor and get an active duty contract and maybe become an officer someday.
Gotcha. And you're a sophomore now?
Yes.
So what are you majoring in?
Exercise science.
Gotcha. So it all
ties
rolls
together.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
I think that's it.
Well, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
After the break, we will have news, so stay tuned.
Welcome back, I'm Li Guan.
And I'm Jaden Scott. This is your Good Morning KU News Update from USA Today. 2 candidates for the Republican presidential nomination have quit the race. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie and former Hewlett-Packard executive Carly Fiorina both ended their campaigns after faring poorly in the New Hampshire primary. That leaves 6 major candidates in the competition for the Republican nomination.
Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders, 2 unlikely visitors in New Hampshire primaries, defeated their odds and won in their categories on Tuesday. According to CNN, this makes Bernie Sanders the first Jewish candidate to win a primary in the United States. Also, it leaves the Republican Party divided between Ted Cruz and Donald Trump.
The final 4 holdouts from the takeover of a federal wildlife refuge in Oregon have agreed to surrender. Following Wednesday's arrest of the father of one of the protesters, The FBI is reporting that they expect the final 4 protesters to give themselves up later this morning. It has been 41 days since a group of self-proclaimed patriots took over the refuge in Eastern Oregon.
J.K. Rowling announced that she was releasing the 8th installment of the Harry Potter series this summer. In Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, Potter will endure his toughest battle yet, fatherhood. The book is a script of the play debuting in London on July 30 and will be released the day after.
The university's plans to fund its Central District Development Project came to a halt when Kansas Senate passed the first round of approval on its bill. The bill will set limits on how the university can use out-of-state bonds that were issued after July 1, 2015. The university is only allowed to spend their proposed budget despite the potential of fluctuated income from tuition the following year. The bill does not suggest the project stop, however, it just manages where the funding is spent.
The Kansas women's soccer team announced the hiring of a new assistant coach this week. Bree Young, a former Texas A&M All-American, will be on the sidelines for the Jayhawks this season. Young spent the past 3 seasons as volunteer coach and director of operations at Texas Tech.
Twitter released its 4th quarter earnings report yesterday, and the results showed that Twitter has flatlined in user activity. The social media site has even lost about 1 million users in the United States. To combat this, the company said that it is working on changes to the website that will allow more interaction between users.
That's going to wrap it up for our news update. Please stay tuned, and after the break, we will have guests from the swim team. Keep watching.
Welcome back. Once again, I'm Zach Fisher. I'm here with KU swimmer Ann Peirano. Ann, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Anna, sorry.
No,
I'm
that's
so
okay.
sorry.
That's okay.
Forgot the A.
No
So I'm actually at a swim meet at Iowa State last weekend. Can
Yep.
you tell me how that went?
It went well. We ended up winning. We came out with a championship, and swimmers swam pretty well. Chelsea Miller swam not her best meet, but she still swam pretty well. Haley Bishop got her 8th consecutive win. She has been the Big 12 winner for 3 Big 12 Swimmer of the Week 3 weeks in a row.
Wow.
So yeah, she's our little freshman stud on the team, so she did really well. But overall, we were pretty happy with the meet. Yeah, it went well.
And that's awesome. So how does that help swim team's confidence, especially going into the Big 12 championships on February 24th?
Yeah, 24th is the first day of the meet. Yeah, it's definitely a confidence booster. Knowing we've swam so well against the other teams in our conference, it definitely helps us go into the meet knowing we're going to do pretty well this year. And I don't know, I think it excites people. Everyone's like, okay, wow, we really have done great against all these other teams in the Big 12. So now when we go into Texas in 2 weeks, yeah, it gives us a lot of confidence.
So in terms of preparation, knowing that you've done well against a lot of these Big 12 teams, how does that help your mindset when preparing for these next 2 weeks? When you go to Texas, are you like working harder? Are you trying to take it easier so you can unleash in Austin, Texas? Or what, can we get into your mindset here?
Yeah, so we actually start this thing called taper, which is where you just cut off a bunch of yards. You really aren't, our coach is like, take the bus to class from now on, really try to reduce how much you exercise. So I start taper next Wednesday. So when you start taper, you lift less, you swim less, and you ultimately just try to rest up until, what you said, unleash. You unleash at Big 12s.
And you were talking about how you match up really well against these Big 12 teams. What can you attribute this season's success to?
We have really good team culture this year. I think last year we only lost 2 seniors, so and we had a couple more incoming freshmen. I think there was like 5 or 6, but the team gets along really well. So, and we have all, I don't know, we're all just really close. We all have each other's back. I think something that really is good for our team is that we all swim for each other. We all we want our teammates to do well. We just want everyone to do their best, and so that plays a big part in how our team culture is so good.
That's awesome, and we're going to throw it back a little bit. So, back when you were a kid, why did you want to start swimming?
I can't even remember why I wanted to start swimming. I just remember I lived in California, and that's when I started rec swimming. And rec swimming was just so much fun. We had like this big team, and all our championship meets were outdoors, and we just had all these fun activities. And so I can't remember why I started swimming, but I just remember loving swimming from the beginning. So I've kind of just stuck with it.
So just kept going with it?
Yeah.
And then what specific events do you participate in at a swim meet?
Let's see. At Big 12s, I'll be swimming the 200 fly, 100 fly, and the 200 IM.
Awesome.
Yep.
And is there any ladies that are up for the NCAA championship? Are they qualified for that?
We have one girl on our team so far that's made it, her Chelsea Miller, and hopefully we'll have Haley Bishop, the freshman, make it. Libby Walker's another notable freshman who is pretty fast who will make it, and then hopefully will make it. Yildiz Kuchakarova is a backstroker who has a possibility of making it. They're all pretty close, so as long as, hopefully this week or next week or 2 weekends, at Big 12s, they will be able to make the times.
And we actually have a dive member on the Good Morning KU crew, Nadia. Anna, can you tell us anything about Nadia?
Well, my roommate is Nadia, and she is just a fabulous diver. She actually qualified for Zones at Iowa State, and Zones is the next meet after Big 12 that she'll go to and compete with our other diver, Graylin Jones. But yeah, she's an awesome little diver and works really hard in and outside the pool. So.
Well, Anna, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it, and we will be back with Jacob for the weather.
Good morning, KU. Well, if you're outside right now, you can really feel just how cold and nippy it is out there. It's kind of been the pattern for the last couple of days with the weather. Although it's been sunny, it's made for a pretty brutal walk to class, if I say so myself. When we take a look at our almanac, we can actually see that temperatures are fairly about at average, give or take a couple of degrees. Unfortunately for us, though, in the next couple of days, does not look like we're going to get any sort of relief from this cold. Looking at today's forecast, looking at a high of 41, sunny. Might have a slight breeze out of the east-southeast, so keep an eye out for that. Now, moving on to tomorrow, tomorrow will be even a little bit colder, have an even stronger wind out of the north, so you're going to want to bundle up on your walk to class and as you go out, or if you have any plans that night. Now, the good news for us as we move on forward through our week is that things are going to warm up, looking at 31 degrees Saturday and a high of 44 Sunday before warming back up on Monday with a high of 54, and then Tuesday 61 degrees. So enjoy this warm temperatures while you can, because it looks like after next week things are going to be fairly similar to how they are now. Well, that's going to do it for our weather and our show today. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, be sure to follow KU Media Crossroads on social media and stay tuned to Good Morning KU tomorrow at 10.